Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. I know. I'm 42 minutes early, but I have to tell you something. Some things popped up here at Whitaker Park, and actually, I need to be finished at 7 o'clock. Instead of starting at 7 o'clock, I need to be finished at 7 o'clock. I know. I apologize, but I will make it up, Lord willing, tomorrow when we do Friday Night Lights and Body Cam Bingo and all kinds of shenanigans. I might add some extra shenanigans in to it, so please forgive me. I apologize, but I do have a unforeseen issue that I have to have a hard stop at 7 o'clock. So my time, Eastern Standard Time, so like 41 minutes. So shout out to the best live chat on the internet. I appreciate y'all jumping in. I apologize to the moderators. I did not let y'all know. I just got word that I need to be finished. So, but I appreciate y'all nonetheless. All right. I did plan this evening though. I had a fun video. I had some of those sports videos we talked about, but then I had a fun video, but I actually have 3 fun videos. So I only have time for one of them. So here it is. I have a video about a modern day king. I have the best motorcycle cop arrest videos, and a lady getting arrested, a really audacious lady getting arrested for body cam. So modern day king, and this one is a crazy story. I have the best motorcycle chase. So if you remember that motorcycle chase we saw before with the couple that was running from the cops in Brazil, just imagine that to the 5th power. And then lastly, another good body cam of a lady getting arrested. Tell me what you want: the king, the motorcycle, or the body cam. Let me know in the chat, because we're going to get it going. And I apologize to everyone who's said that this was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. I have a hard stop at 7 o'clock, but I figured I'll do one of them. I'll just do one of them. And I think it'll, and then we'll save the other ones for tomorrow night. How about that? So even if we don't do one and you wanted to do that one, don't have no sweat, have no fear. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm also checking up on Chief Executive Second Born. If you see me looking down here, Chief Executive Second Born is out driving. So I gotta pray for my nerves, make my nerves bad. What's going on? Good to see you, Central Florida. There she is. Edie's up in the building. Hey, love, how are you? Thank you so much. Everybody's up in the building. How are y'all doing? I appreciate y'all. All right, I'm gonna make a judgment call, because I think you all will get a good laugh out of this the king one. So I'm gonna let Atozy explain it to y'all, but I think you'll enjoy it, because it is the craziest story. Like, we live in a weird world. Let's just tell the truth, shame the devil. We live in a very strange place. All right, let's go. Good morning. Where are you from? I said good morning. So that would probably mean it's morning time. So you're probably like 10 hours ahead. So you could be like in Asia or the Philippines area. How about that? What's going on with you? Grace and peace to you for sure. Happy Thankful Thursday. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time, I do have a hard stop at 7 o'clock. I plan to start the show at 7 o'clock, but lo and behold, I need to stop at 7 o'clock. I knew it. Oh, come on. I'm getting good. Look, I'm getting gooder and gooder at my time zones. There we go. Hey, well, if you see Jay from Storybox running around over there, tell him to call me back so we can make this thing happen. All right. It's not like it's a big place or anything. No, I love Jay. And we're trying to get Jay on. We're going to do another collaboration real soon. New Zealand. We're international over here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This podcast is international. Shout out to New Zealand. Y'all just seem like such cool people, man. I like y'all. All right. So this story was super funny, man. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Let's go.
This TikToker crowned himself king of Switzerland, built a fake military, started seizing, claiming, and collecting land, and somehow local governments still can't fully stop him. So this is definitely one of the more bizarre stories I've covered here in a while. Because apparently Switzerland kind of has a king now, at least a self-proclaimed king, and he's doing everything in his power to gain as much power through, a whole bunch of weird legal loopholes. But no, this isn't some like random ceremonial mascot or random billionaire. No, this is a actual guy who crowned himself king, built a empire, created his own military faction, minted his own currency, and legally claimed over 100,000 square meters of Swiss land. So that is actually a whole lot of land. And the wildest part of all this is somehow this is technically real.
Okay, so when I heard this, I was like, okay, could he like negotiate with other countries as the king of wherever? Like, this is the craziest thing. Like, this guy has determined himself king of a sliver of land in Switzerland. That is crazy work. So basically, it's like regal squatting. You know, we've been having a squatting problem here in the United States. Lots of new laws being instituted for people that squat. So this is like regal royal squatting. I guess is royal squatting is crazy. Royal squatting.
Meet Jonas Lawiner, a 31-year-old Swiss IT specialist who decided normal hobbies, no, they were beyond him. That's way too boring. Instead, he became the Royal Highness and I guess the new king of Switzerland.
That is
Fascinating LARP. But the LARPs, no, they were beyond him. That's way too boring. Instead, he became the Royal Highness.
I mean, he looks pretty he looks pretty serious. In one respect, that looks very, very serious. In the other one, it kind of looks like something that he made up. It looks serious, but then again, it kind of looks like you just made that up, sir. This is crazy.
And I guess the new king of Switzerland. Fascinating LARP. But the LARP has legs. It's kind of real. And that's where it gets very bizarre. Because the dude has a crown, a coronation ceremony, an imperial flag, a fake currency, an armored vehicle, military regiments, an Empire Legion, a palace, and an official website explaining to, I guess, everyone in all seriousness that he's a real thing. Bro essentially gave a NATO briefing on why he's a real king. And now Swiss authorities are actually getting nervous about him because underneath all of the LARPing and cosplaying here, the guy essentially found a completely legal loophole of Swiss property law that let him slowly acquire abandoned and ownerless land across the country for essentially free, roads included. So now there are actual Swiss neighborhoods where residents wake up every morning and technically drive across this dude's kingdom, land that's essentially owned by him. So we have a self-proclaimed monarch with an imperial army section on his way.
Goodness gracious, I wish I got this translated. Darn it. All right. So the Lawward Empire Legion secures it's constituted to protect the king and the people on his territory. It also protects the royal family. The supreme leader is the sovereign of the empire. Currently, it is King Jonas the First of Lawiner. Our recruiting department is continuously searching for legionnaires. If you are interested in serving in our nation, please visit Join the Legion, I guess jointhelegion.com. Mainly, the Legion is conducting trainings and peacetime operations on large private territories of the King of Switzerland. This sounds like he made this up while he was sitting on the toilet. This just sounds crazy.
Website. And yeah, that's actually a real sentence. I can't believe I'm talking about this, honestly. It's safe to say the internet always has a way of surprising me, but apparently you can join this Legion. So if you click the join section, and I'm not promoting this whatsoever, it takes you to a contact form with a pretty interesting "we need you" sign. Okay. And yeah, before you think this is some like harmless internet joke, local governments are trying to change laws because of this guy. So the story starts off honestly in the most absurd way possible. So according to multiple reports, Jonas, he was born in Switzerland in 1994 to a Swiss father and a Moroccan mother. He worked in automation and industrial IT, served in the military for a few years, and by all accounts, he lived a pretty normal life. Then, on his 20th birthday, his father gave him a small piece of land. That's it. That's the origin story. Most people get like
piece
a
of land
watch or some sort of other family heirloom. But this guy, he received a small plot of land, and I guess that just activated some sort of hidden emperor gene in this guy, because after getting that property, Jonas discovered something incredibly important buried inside of the Swiss property law. Because apparently under Article 658 of the Swiss Civil Code, ownerless land can legally be claimed, not stolen, claimed. So if nobody owns it, a person can technically register ownership through legal channels. And Jonas realized
That is
almost
crazy
nobody
work.
else was taking advantage of this. So while normal people were spending their free time watching Netflix, this guy was apparently combing through land registries like it was some medieval treasure hunt. Honestly, I think we just found the textbook definition of weaponized autism, because bro was absolutely scheming here. And apparently it worked, because over time, he claimed more and more land across Switzerland. Forests, roads, fields, industrial plots, random abandoned parcels, and eventually building what he calls now the Lawiner Empire. The thing that really, I guess, surprises me of all this is, are there
Show
no
me.
property taxes in Switzerland?
I want to see what it looks like. I want to see like how much land has he secured, and is it just like plots all over the place? Like he secured this little neighborhood, or he secured this old grocery store, or is it like are they connected? Are they? Could he actually build like a toll road? That would be so crazy. This story is crazy. Shout out to Atozy. I will make sure I drop the link to this in the chat. In the description.
Because to me, this sounds like a very expensive annual bill. 0.1 to 0.3% of the property's assessed value. Okay, so that's relatively low, at least for US standards. But still, if he has 100,000 square meters of land, you would assume that wouldn't be the
That's a lot.
cheapest bill. And before the dude starts having people move on to his land, he starts charging them taxes so he can pay his own property tax.
Wow.
Who knows? Regardless, I guess at some point, once he collected enough land, he realized, you know what? This land needs a monarchy. So in 2019, at the age of 24, he rented a Niedeg church in Bern and held himself an actual ceremony. So he showed up in full royal clothing with a jewel-covered crown, while a choir sang in the background like it was like the ending of some sort of fantasy movie. And I guess just like that, he became king of his own lands. And according to
Wow.
reports, many of the attendees
king of
were
my
either
studio.
friends or hired actors, which somehow makes all this even more entertaining. Because imagine getting a gig request that's just like, hey man, can you show up to me crowning myself as king for my land? Thank you. And no, this wasn't done ironically either. This would be an amazing bit if it was a bit, but I guess he's very dedicated to the bit, so much so that it's not even a bit anymore. Because I guess Jonas.
Okay, so yeah, I think this could be a real thing now. I think royal squatters, I think it's kind of comical if that dude turned the camera on and he live streamed his royal activities. That might actually work. That could actually be a thing. Gosh, man, how did we get this far, man?
Commits to the bit with so much intensity that you could pretty much call it a supervillain origin story. Because once you discover his website, things just get crazier. Because at first, you think this is just some eccentric rich guy doing some performance art, but then you open the official King of Switzerland website and realize, oh wow, this guy.
Hold on, King of Switzerland website? I am not going to go there. I will not. I have to stop. Okay, y'all, somebody do that. It's called, please tell me it's not a real website. If it is King of Switzerland, I am done.
Has created an entire cinematic universe around himself. I am talking full lore. There are sections of the Empire Legion, the Imperial Bank, the Royal House, the Law and Constitution. There's an Imperial flag, an Imperial anthem, citizenship applications, military patches, royal titles, and pages written with the seriousness of a government archive. And the funniest part is the tone here, because every paragraph sounds like it was written by someone trying to explain the backstory of a fictional European nation in a grand strategy game. Like, you could not tell me this guy doesn't have thousands of hours on Age of Empires. Because at one point the site literally says, Jonas Lawiner lives between two worlds, everyday practicality and symbolic kingship. Whatever that means. Like, just imagine being his coworker at...
Okay, fine, people, fine. All right, now, like I said, I got to end at 7 o'clock, no matter what. All right, real quick. So he has a legitimate website, man. It's not called the King of wherever, though. It's not the King of Switzerland. It is, I dropped the link in the chat, n.empire-gov.com. It is a legitimate. Y'all, oh my goodness. He is not playing games. He is not. There are games, and he is not playing them. This is high fashion right here, my guys. All right, real quick. This dude is serious business. All right, I'm just looking through here. If you're just jumping in, shout out to the best live chat. All right. Is the Bern government? He has a video. I know it's in, it's in Swiss. Vote for him. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see what the defense is, and I got to get going. Oh, you can join the military. So there we go. Continue freedom. We need you to join. We need you to join. Take one for the team. Shout out to Continue Freedom. Join and tell us what happens. Like, what happens? Do you get like an email? Do you get a job application? Like, what happens? You probably need to be in the country, though, now that I think about it. Anyway, do it. Take one for the team, my dude. We got to find out. We must know. This is the craziest thing. My man said, look, I'm about to make my own country. I know some of y'all are trying to, stitch together, keep your card going. No. I'm bigger. I'm better than that. I don't have to worry about that. I'm making my own country within a country. Oh, please have Biker Babe 7000 join. Please. Shout out to you. What's going on? Biblical Worldview. How are you, friend? Okay, let me pull this back in. Stay focused, Jason. We must stay focused. Okay, so we're watching a Tozy talk about this gentleman who crowned himself king. I mean, why not? Why would you not crown yourself king? Of course.
At this IT office he worked at. Oh, what happened to Jonas? Oh, yeah, he became a king. Oh, okay. But somehow it gets even more dramatic from there, because the thing goes on to describe how he systematically started acquiring plots of land, and he described the whole thing as his campaign. And his campaign, I guess, was just acquiring a bunch of forests, roads, and abandoned plots as the foundation for his land empire. And the site also insists that he's not trying to overthrow Switzerland, and he says he respects democracy and Swiss law. In fact, there is this wholesome section where he starts talking about Switzerland's mountains, lakes, forests, and democratic traditions, like he's filming some sort of tourism commercial. But then, I guess 2 paragraphs later, he's suddenly Field Marshal of the Empire Legion and Admiral of the Empire Fleet. What? And then, let's see, that was also Grandmaster of the Order of Merit. Hold on, what? This man's empire is mostly roads and random forests. Why do you need an admiral? But then, of course, we get to the military section, because that's where things get even more interesting. So here we have the mission, and according to the official website, the Lawinner Empire Legion serves as a air, land, and sea-based branch of the Empire Forces. Who are the Empire Force? I'm so confused. Did he go to the Swiss version of a medieval times pop-up and went, gather around, I need my troops for the Legion? And then whoever put their hand up, he was like, you're in, come back to the kingdom, defend it. But hey, I don't know. Again, this is Switzerland, the same country that's famous for being extremely neutral. So I wonder, will they stay neutral about a new king popping up? Who knows?
Oh,
but regardless, now we have a self-appointed king writing military doctrine online, and he says that he's preserving the peace and security and providing a defense of the empire. Not for Switzerland, for the empire. My brother in Christ, the empire has some roads in Switzerland. I am so confused right now. I think the Swiss army has those roads covered, but what do I know? But then it all escalates to overcoming any nations responsible for aggressive acts that imperil the peace and security of the Lawinner Empire. I am so confused. Can he stop people? What is does Switzerland have stand your ground laws? No, Switzerland does not have stand your ground laws. Instead, Swiss self-defense are strictly governed by the principle of proportionality. Requiring your defensive actions are reasonable and you must retreat if possible. Okay, so it's not like he can keep people off of his land if someone walks onto it. He can't use deadly force. Well, this is good to know. And before a new Area 51 starts, that's just the new Storm Area 51. It's storm the Lawinner Empire. They can't stop us all. I am not endorsing this whatsoever. That's just a joke. This is a hyperbolic joke, guys. This is a hyperbolic joke. But if it did happen, it would be funniest if people showed up dressed like knights. Because let's be real. What aggressive acts is he worried about? Someone parked illegally near one of his forests? Bro, when I first found out about this, I was praying it was satire. It suddenly gets very serious and starts talking about military readiness, public security missions, hostile troops, and eliminating local underground elements. What does that even mean? Like,
I don't
excuse me, what underground elements are you dealing with in suburban Switzerland? Like, I'm growing up in Norway, and we have like Hulda, and we have like Tiroli Skogen, which means like, you know, little trolls that live in the forest. And then of course you have like Rønisse og Blånisser, which are like, I guess, you know, like fairy tales about Christmas. Around Christmas, you have like small little Santas that live in the mountains. I don't know. Switzerland probably has something like that. So is he worried about the equivalent or the Swiss equivalent of that underground? I don't know. But then, again, this is real, by the way, the website openly admits that the Legion is more accurately described as a paramilitary, which is a funny sentence to include on your personal monarchy website. Like, imagine explaining this to your grandmother. No, grandma, it's not a fake army. The website specifically says it's a paramilitary. Yeah, I don't know. But the deeper you go into this website, the more it feels like Jonas just watched every historical drama on Netflix and decided to combine it all into this like...
So I was thinking that too, and I have not invested as much. Shout out to Amethyst Angel. I think it's a spoof. I think it's just it's a bit. I do think he's a real person, though. I do think that, but I could be wrong. So we'll keep it moving, though.
Personal story arc. And as if you asked, yes, there is a Legion oath. I'm serious, because before joining the Empire Legion, recruits apparently have to swear loyalty before God and the Empire, their fellow companions, and the Emperor. So is he a king or an emperor? Or are those synonymous with each other? An emperor outranks a king. Right. Hold up. What? So is he king or emperor? Hold up. Yo, also, emperor penguins look way cooler than king penguins. They just look more royal. Dude, that's awesome. Huh. Where do emperor penguins live? Yeah, they live in Antarctica, like most other penguins. That's cool. So anyway, his oath ends with, until the end, I swear. I don't know. It's interesting. The dude owns some abandoned roads in Switzerland and is now, I guess, like collecting and gathering an army like they're going to defend Minas Tirith or something like that. But then the website introduces the command structure of the Empire Legion, which is where things become, again, maybe slightly concerning, because according to the site, the Legion Command oversees multiple regiments with main operating lands. One regiment operates in Switzerland, one operates in Morocco, and one apparently has main operating lands in the Ukraine. Okay. And I feel like this is kind of the moment where it's like, haha, funny guy LARPing as a king in Switzerland to, hold up, what is he doing in the Ukraine? What am I even looking at here at this point? I don't know. Now, I'm not going to speculate here whatsoever, but he does own a decent amount of military equipment. According to multiple reports in his own website, he has antique cannons, armored vehicles, and what some outlets describe as a former East German tank. Again, what's going on here? I don't feel like that would affect anything that's currently going on in the Ukraine, but still, again, hello, what's going on here? I'm also really confused. Like, is he threatening people that drive on his roads? I don't know. But in 2024, he actually tried to bring in the armored vehicle to the Federal Square in Bern. And authorities said, yeah, no, please don't do that. Which honestly may have been the funniest government interaction imaginable. Like, imagine the Swiss dude who's sitting in the government who had to take that phone call. Hello, yes. The self-proclaimed king would like to have permission to drive his tank into the capital. Is that okay? No. Okay, I will tell him. No. Like, what? But I guess the thing is, Jonas himself insists none of this is dangerous over and over again. He says the empire is just symbolic. He says that he respects Swiss law, and he says that he's proud to be Swiss. He also goes on to say he does not want any violence, but then he posts stuff like this. Dude, the Law Winner Empire YouTube channel. This is so diabolical. This is actually like, this is some aged lore, by the way, because I mean, like, this is 2 years old. Actually, scratch the whole bit about him going to medieval times, because he probably just went to an airsoft field and he went, hey guys, anyone here want to form a militia? I have some forests and roads to protect. Because honestly, I mean, this is the craziest LARP I've seen in a long time. This absolutely beats any of the dudes who go to Miami and rent a supercar and LARP as some like rich bro to sell a course. At least this is providing some solid entertainment, because I mean, like, from what I can tell, it's essentially harmless, but it's still fascinating, to put it lightly. So he's accumulated 0.3 square miles of land. I want to see what that looks like. Okay, so it's not like that big. I'm seeing like a plot in Stockholm that's 100,000 square meters here. I mean, it's a few blocks of a city, essentially. I mean, regardless, I'm impressed. This is a fascinating use of free will, that's for sure. It's giving like airsoft bros go to Ren Fair. And I'm not Airsoft Bros,
Oh,
by the way.
that's
I have fun
hilarious.
playing Airsoft from time to time. I haven't played Airsoft in like a decade, but Airsoft is pretty fun. But I guess the craziest part about this entire strategy is it
I'll
actually
get
works
Airsoft.
because while people online are laughing at the crown and the military
I'm
uniforms,
laughing.
local governments are scrambling because the man genuinely figured out a way to accumulate, I guess, leverage through land ownership. And that's the real reason authorities are nervous, not the crown, not the militia
Oh,
that
it's
he's,
nervous.
I guess, pieced together now. But I guess a lot of the land that Jonas claimed wasn't glamorous. Like a huge amount of it was just abandoned infrastructure, tiny forests, forgotten parcels, and sections of privately developed roads that nobody technically owned anymore. And that sounds harmless until you realize people still use those roads daily. According to reports, over 5,000 people actually drive across those roads owned by Jonas. So I feel like the funniest thing he could do would be set up toll roads.
That's
That'd be
what I'm
such a
thinking.
scumbag thing to do. Actually, most likely, if you started setting up toll roads, I have a
He'd
feeling
be
he
in
would get
trouble.
shut down because that's, I guess, when he's no longer harmless anymore. I also say it's funny when, like, I hate toll roads so much, but still, objectively, that could be kind
That
of
would be
funny.
hilarious.
But it is also kind of funny that thousands of Swiss people are now driving across this random dude's kingdom. And no, he might not have toll roads right now, but he does absolutely monetize this stuff because he says he charges maintenance fees for road usage. He sells construction rights near roads he owns, and he grants access permissions for new developments. So at one point, local officials at Guenci, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but local officials there, he reportedly wanted him to reclaim one of the roads. And Jonas initially offered two options: either pay him around 150,000 Swiss francs or rename the road after him. Like, imagine living on some random suburban
Are you for
street and
real?
suddenly your mayor has to seriously discuss whether Lawiner Street is worth avoiding some weird legal dispute with a self-declared monarch. Like, what is going on here? I feel like aspects of this could have easily been in a Parks and Recreation episode, but naturally, in that instance, local politicians were furious. One official accused him of having an excessive thirst of power and an exaggerated need to put himself forward. But another lawyer accused him of abusive exploitation and tried taking legal action against him. But I guess the lawsuit was dismissed because technically, Jonas wasn't breaking the law. This guy
Wow.
didn't hack the system. He didn't scam people. He didn't forge documents. He just found some extremely weird loophole. And the dude just absolutely ran with it. So now
Yeah,
Swiss officials just kind of have to deal with this. And apparently a quote from him was, "I do it digitally and without bloodshed." So hey, at least good for him. But yes, this is why this is probably one of the more ridiculous stories I've covered in a long time. Because
Shut up.
regardless, Jonas, I guess, objectively achieved what he set out to do. He became famous across Switzerland. He built a recognizable public identity. He gained political attention, and he
Mhm.
acquired massive amounts of land and turned abandoned roads into income streams. And somehow, against all odds, he even entered actual politics. So, and I feel like that's kind of the funniest part of
That
all
is
this,
crazy.
because now you have a self-proclaimed king of Switzerland actually getting elected to a city council seat in Bergdorf. So,
Wow.
what a fascinating situation. And one of the reasons why I think this is like one of the funniest things of this whole story is because somewhere in Switzerland, most likely this means there's a completely normal government meetings where a man dressed as some fictional empire occasionally just shows up. So
You
yeah,
know
that's the
it's
story
right.
of the new king of Switzerland. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Peace.
Shout out to
I
Atos.
want to show you something.
All right.
This video right here,
We already did that one.
9.4 million views.
Oh, I did that one yesterday. Sorry. All right. That was hilarious. Yeah, he's playing Age of Empires. I kind of thought about that, like those games that you see the commercials for. I was kind of thinking that, like, oh man, he's taking this to like the extreme. He done went way out in left field with that thing. That is some crazy work. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. What you say here? The Elon of monarchies. That is crazy. And I think it's funny too. Swiss or Swedes? Almhas is in Sweden. Really? Okay. Well, thank you, Love Bug. Thank you so much. This is some crazy work, man. I just thought that was funny. I didn't think that it was going to be, I didn't want to be serious. And if you're just jumping in, I know you said, hey, Jason, you're supposed to be going live at 7 o'clock. I actually have to stop at 7 o'clock. I'm doing bird hands. I actually have to stop at 7 o'clock. I have something I have to do. But we're going to build it. We're going to build our own situation there. Absolutely. I think that's hilarious, man. He found a loophole. Isn't Switzerland the one where you can gift a plot of land to somebody and they can be like a lord or lady? I thought it was Switzerland. I might have made that up too. I might have totally made that up out of whole cloth. But oh, that's right. IKEA is headquartered out there. It's what's headquartered in Sweden. I'm sorry, Sweden. Okay, cool. That's excellent. That's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. Real quick, housekeeping before I got to get out of here. Tomorrow, Lord willing, we'll be doing Friday Night Lights. We got Body Cam edition. I got your body cams ready. I am going to be updating the body cam bingo, so stay tuned for that. But you'll know about it by tomorrow. Sunday, we are doing our Tracy Martin book giveaway. It's right here. And if you want to, please go watch the video that she and I did when I interviewed her. Just like the video and comment Tracy Martin or TM in the comment section. I'm going to be doing my drawing from there. So thank you all so much for that. Thank you, as I said this morning during the morning show. Thank you so much for praying for my mom. Everything's gone well with her shoulder replacement, and she's in good spirits and all that kind of good jazz. And so we're actually going to hang out with her tomorrow. And me and the dynamic duo, we're going to go hang out with her for lunch and take her some lunch tomorrow. So shout out. And that is everything. What else we got up in here? Switzerland is a neutral country, isn't it? Wasn't it? No, as far as I know, it is still neutral, or they profess to be neutral, I guess. So they're not out there causing no trouble. They said, look, we ain't causing no troubles. We ain't causing no problems. What's going on? Hello, Jay in chat. I'm here, and Lord have mercy, I need this today. Well, you are so welcome, Kelly. I do have to tell you something, though, Kelly. I'm sorry. I have to bug out of here in a few minutes because I have a hard stop at 7 p.m. I was informed literally like 5 minutes before I started that I need to be available at 7 o'clock. So I have to bug out, but I promise I will make sure that I make up for it, Lord willing, tomorrow. Is that what you're going to say, Mike? Well, Mike, tell me how you really feel. Mike, I feel like you might be holding back something, Mike. Don't be holding back from us. Tell us how you really feel, brother. Oh, wait. What'd you say there, brother? No neutral anymore, bro. It's going into Ukraine. Yeah, like what? His military is operating in the Ukraine. That's crazy work. Like, is he invading a country? That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Now, I will say this, though. I secretly want to be able to buy old military equipment. Some of those old military equipment just looks so cool. I kind of wish I could I had a place to put it, get it, and a place to put it, because some of it just looks cool. Like a military Humvee. Sign me up for that. I would absolutely. I don't even know what I would do with it. I just would want it. Yeah. One day we might do a car edition and look at cars that people would like to have if they had, if money wasn't an issue and space was an issue, like what kind of vehicle would you have? That might be an interesting show. Well, it is A to Z. You are correct. But he did a video about his name, and he said, Atozi picked up. He actually pronounces it Atozi. So if you hear him, but it is technically A to Z. That's what it is. But he does say Atozi as well. So I was thinking, maybe one day, it won't be today because I got to get ready to leave. But one day we'll do a car edition and tell me what car you would love to have had, or if money was an issue, space was an issue, you had a place to put it, all that kind of stuff. What would you do? Like, that might be fun. That might be fun. So I'll save that one for another day. I know Kelly will remind me to not forget to talk about it. But I think that'd be hilarious. And because I saw a video the other day, and I don't think it's true that Ford, because Ford doesn't produce any cars anymore, right? Ford does not make cars anymore. They only make trucks and SUVs. I'm sorry, and the Mustang, but they don't make like the Focus or the Escort or the Fusion. They don't make any of those cars anymore. But somebody said Ford was considering bringing back the Model T, but modernizing it for 2027. It looked really nice. It looked crazy. I was like, yo, that looks great. It looked just like the Model T, but it didn't look exactly like the Model T. It was a great car. Barbie Pink, the Batmobile. Okay. Which one? I want the Tumbler Batmobile. If I had a Batmobile, I'd want the Tumbler. edition. All right, boys and girls, things have picked up a little faster than I thought. I'm going to grab this call, so I will catch you all real soon. Grace and peace, everyone. Take care.